I hope you had a good first day. I was excited to see all of you live and in person. I think that's pretty cool. But today's going to be a little bit different. You don't have to log in at a certain time, and all of these videos are prepared in advance, so you can kind of do them whenever you want, as long as you get them done by 11:59 at night. And if you turn it in tomorrow or the next day or the next day, all of the late rules apply. Okay, so make sure you read that in your syllabus if you don't remember. But today what we're going to do is a couple of housekeeping issues. We have to do some things to prepare for our biology learning, and one of those things is learning kind of how do we do this online learning? What is expected of me? What kinds of things are we going to do? All right, so champs, if you've been in Chisholm Trail before, chances are you've seen this in a lot of your other classes. And for freshmen who are new to us, champs is just really just a way for us teachers to tell our kids what is expected of you in lots of different situations. For example, how should you act when a teacher is giving instruction, or how should you act when a lab is going on? How should you act when you're doing group work? You might act. There's going to be different expectations in each of those different situations. So this kind of lets you know what those are ahead of time, takes all the guesswork out of it. You don't have to worry if you're breaking any rules because they're written on the wall right for you. The CHAMP is an acronym, and it's the C in CHAMP stands for conversation. So after the C, this will tell you, what can conversation look like? Can I talk? Who can I talk to? How loud can I talk? That kind of a thing. H stands for help. How do I get help when I am doing this activity? A stands for activity. What is it that I should be doing? M stands for movement. Can I get out of my seat? Can I go to the restroom? Can I be moving around? That kind of a thing. And P is for participation. What does it look like if I'm behaving in a way that is going to make me very successful in this activity, in this class, and whatever it is that I happen to be doing? Okay, so we're going to have a specific CHAMP for online learning. Okay, so this one is for synchronous Teams meetings. Synchronous means at the same time. So if we are all together on a Teams meeting at the same time, and I am doing something where I'm delivering direct instruction, there's going to be no conversation. So you're going to mute yourself so that we don't hear your background noise and things, and everybody can hear. And if you need anything, you're going to use the raise your hand option in Teams, and then you'll unmute when I call on you. Okay, so as long as you're muted, if someone walks into your room and you have to answer the question, that's fine. Just make sure you're muted so that we don't hear it. Okay. H stands for help. How are you going to get help? Well, if we're in a live Teams meeting, you're going to use the little button that says raise hand in Teams. Or you can put a question in chat. Something like that. And then beyond the live Teams meeting, you can send me a remind message, or you can come to my office hours, or you can send me an email. So there's lots and lots of ways to get those questions answered. You can even ask each other. Okay, so put a question in chat. Maybe one of your other classmates will answer it. But the bottom line is, guys, here is that you don't ever let an opportunity to ask a question go by. Make sure that you're asking those questions and you're getting your questions answered. Okay. So M was for movement, and hey, you know what? You're in your own house. You can move whenever you want, however you want. If you need to go to the restroom, just turn off your video and go. You do not need to ask me if you can go. Okay. And then just come back, pick up right where you left off. P stands for participation. So what does it look like when you are participating in a way that's going to be successful? Well, that's going to be, you want to probably go somewhere where there are less distractions. You don't want to do it in like the middle of the kitchen, probably with, all of your family running around. You might want to go somewhere quieter if you're able. You're going to want to make sure that you're paying attention, that you're participating, asking questions, answering questions that are asked. You're putting things in chat, things like that. Okay, so you want to just be there, not playing a video game, not being on your phone. Okay, and then for asynchronous classwork, asynchronous means it is not at the same time. So when you choose your homework, or when you choose when to do your homework is up to you. You're going to have daily modules, and every module is going to have a heading that has the date on it. And it'll be locked until that date. And what you're going to do is you're going to work your way through every single module, but you're going to do it at your own pace. You have until 12 o'clock in the morning to 11:59 at night to get it done for the day. Okay, so whenever you choose to do it in that time is up to you. Okay, so C is for talk, conversation. Talk all you want. I can't hear you. H stands for help. How do you get help? Well, we're going to have office hours every single day. If you look in your module section of Canvas, you're going to see a link at the top for office hours. And we're going to have them Monday and Wednesday at 3 o'clock and Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. in the morning. So, depending if you get up early or get up late, hopefully I have a time for you and you can come. Also send me an email. That works fine too. Just keep in mind that if you do send me an email, I might just, if it's a complicated question or a question that I can't answer, or don't feel like typing out, I might send you a quick video, or I might ask you to hop on a Teams call with me so that we can kind of discuss it. Okay. A stands for activity. You're completing your daily work and you're checking in every single day. Now, listen, I understand that sometimes you might get on a roll and want to do all your math work in one day. You still have to log in with your math teacher every single day. Okay. And it's going to be different for every teacher. It can be an email. It can be a little assignment. It can be a bell ringer. You just want to know and do yourself a favor. Make sure you know for each of your classes what is expected of you every single day. How does the teacher want you to show attendance? Okay. So, and I'll talk about that a little bit more for me in a little bit. Movement. Move, dance, stand on your head. I cannot see you when you're asynchronous. Participation. You're probably going to want to make yourself some sort of schedule or have some sort of agenda book so that you can kind of keep track of when things are due and what things are coming up, where the office hours are. You want to probably make a note of that, or some sort of chart with all of the office hours for all of your classes, and things like that. It's going to be kind of complicated to keep track of, so I would highly suggest getting a schedule to do that. Ask your classmates questions. Ask me questions. Stay focused. Don't panic. If you are unsure of anything, call me, talk to me. We'll be able to kind of work anything out through email or through a Teams call like this. Okay. I understand that this is difficult and that AP biology is difficult, pre-AP biology is difficult, and you might have days where you just feel like you have no idea what's going on and you don't know what you're doing. I encourage you not to panic and to contact me so that I can help you through that, and so I can help you figure out what is going to help you best. Okay. Also, I know you can Google the answers. I don't care if you Google the answers. What I want, though, is for you to have an experience that is going to help you learn. So don't Google the answers. Think. It's that process of thinking and putting it down on paper, or putting it, typing out an answer. It's that process from going from your brain to your pen to your pencil that is making you learn. And if you skip that process, you're only shortchanging yourself, and it's going to be harder for you to remember that information come time for the test. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're just being diligent and you're just doing it really honestly, really, and accurately. Okay. All right. Now, in science classes before, you probably had a interactive science notebook. Well, in biology, I like to call it the Biology Interactive Learning Log. We call it Bill, okay, because I like to refer to Bill as your new best friend. He's going to help you get through your AP exam. All that information is going to be very, very vital to you. And because of that, it's going to be important to organize it well, okay? So what you're going to do today, hopefully, if you have your composition books, is you're going to put it together and get it started put the table of contents in, put the first couple of pages in, and that'll get us started, because you're going to start writing in that sucker like on Monday right away. So you're going to need it. So make sure that if you have not got that you run out this weekend and get it, or you know, order it, or whatever it is that you need to do to get your supplies. Okay, so these are pictures of some used bills. Okay, this is like end of a biology class. And what you can see is there are two, each of them are two composition books taped together, and look how fat and chunky those get. Okay, so these are all quad ruled or graph paper ruled composition notebooks. And the reason we're using composition notebooks and not spiral notebook is because the composition notebooks, they hold together well, because they are sewn together. They're sewn together in what's called signatures, and so it holds up a lot better than a spiral notebook. In a spiral, you'll just have things falling apart all over the place. Okay, as it is, you're probably going to have to tape and retape your bill throughout the classroom, or throughout the class year. Okay. All right, so the idea with the bill is that it is going to be a tool. It is not just simply a something for us to make you do. It is not something just to keep you busy. It is a tool that you are going to use. You're going to use it to study for quizzes and exams. You're going to take it with you when you're getting ready to take that AP exam. You're going to be studying that and carrying that sucker around all the time. If you're in pre-AP, you are going to be taking that bill with you into AP, and that is going to be super, super helpful to help you remember the basic information. Okay, it'll all be there, all organized, all laid out, and it will be a very useful tool. Okay. Some tips that I can give you when we're going, and we'll talk more about these as we're using the bill, and every time I tell you to write something in it, I'll remind you of some of these basic ideas. But the idea is you want to use lots and lots of color. Okay. You might want to get yourself a whole bunch of like highlighters, or just anything you want that adds color, because lots of times people remember things just based on color. I remember taking an inorganic chemistry class, and it was so much to memorize. I would put them all on individual colored cards, and I would remember it by thinking, okay, I remember that. I think it was on a green card, and then that helped me remember. Okay, so I mean, experiment with color, play with color, make sure, maybe you can have a system where, all vocab is a certain color, or all charts are a different color, things like that. So play with it, have fun with it, and make sure that it's being helpful to you. You're not going to tear any pages out. I don't care if the drawing doesn't look pretty. We're going to draw a lot, and I know you're not artists, and don't tell me you're not an artist. It's okay. You're going to sketch. You're going to draw diagrams. We're going to draw a lot of diagrams in biology, and they don't have to look pretty. So you're not going to be trailing out pages. You want to keep the entire notebook intact. Remember, I told you it is sewn together, and if you tear one page out, well, the other page is going to fall out because now it's not sewn to anything. So make sure you keep it intact. I'll show you later. We're going to probably create some pockets sometimes if we have little flashcards or something that we need to stick in our notebook that we need to keep handy. We'll get into that. Just anything that you don't understand, you want to write yourself down. Like if we're taking notes and there's something you don't understand, say question mark, and maybe highlight that in like a bright pink, and all the bright pink things are questions that you need answered. So use that as a way to make sure that you're filling in those blanks, those things that you don't really understand. Okay. Make sure you're keeping things in order. I know some of you are not great at organization. I'm going to do my best to help keep you organized and help give you tips and ways to learn how to do that. Okay. We may or may not do tabs. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how that goes. We're not going to start with them. So we'll see if we need them. Sometimes they, it's already big enough, and sometimes the tabs just come loose. They get caught on things. So we might not do that. So that's it today, guys. After you have finished putting your build together and setting it up, and I wanted to tell you too that if I put some printables links so that you can print out a table of contents or you can print out certain things. It's okay if you don't have a printer. Maybe just leave those spaces blank until we come back to school, or you can hand draw a table of contents. But regardless of whether you can print them out and put it in there or not, if you can't print them out, leave the spaces blank so that we can take care of that when you get to school, because you're going to want we're going to have some formula charts, some things to put in the beginning. So you want to make sure you have those. Okay. Once we're done here, you guys are going to register for your textbook access. Our textbook is a big, giant Campbell Reese textbook, and we have online access this year. So you're going to go ahead and sign in, and I can put all of the instructions in your next little taskbar. So make sure you watch the video and follow the instructions. And if you have any problems with that, you just let me know. And there's also a little scavenger hunt thing to kind of help you navigate that site and figure out some things with the textbook. Just play around with it, get used to looking for information and what kind of features there are. Okay, so if you have any questions, guys, just go ahead and let me know, and I will see you tomorrow.